Rotary Clubs of America. And whether you are catching us live or you are watching a replay, I just want to thank you for checking in with us. So today I wanted to touch on just a couple things. We are going to talk about some great communications that I've seen over this past week. I'm going to touch on the home testing process in case there's any questions about that. It's very, very simple. And then we're also going to touch on the topic of mental health for teens during the holidays. But we're going to do all this in 10 minutes, so nothing is going to be super in-depth, just some lead lines for you guys to take what I start with and go forward. So starting off with the great communications. This is primarily geared toward the schools that are doing the home testing because this is new for us this year. So I wanted to make sure that I recognize the fact that we have had calls from parents who are telling us that they know about this home testing process. You guys are doing a great job communicating to them what's expected, what's coming along. I've spoken with some parents from Hudson High School who knew exactly what they were doing and knew exactly what to look for. We got this email today from the coordinator at Notre Dame Academy. She sent out an email to all of the parents. I think they do a weekly newsletter and it was included in that. Just saying, since we're on remote learning, the Drug-Free Club's test kits will be mailed very soon to the parents of guardian of our 440 club members. These kits will have all the detailed directions and supplies necessary for parents or guardians to carry out the drug test for their students at home. Completion of these actions will set into motion the making and printing of the DFCA student ID cards. Those will be mailed directly to the members' homes. One thing of vital importance through this whole process is the correct address. So please notify your coordinator if your address changes. That's so true. Last year, we sent our ID cards directly to the homes of our members, and so many of them came back because their addresses had been entered incorrectly in the system when the student applied. So please make sure the address is correct and the information that we have, and then you'll get your test kit and we'll go from there. When you get the test kit, you'll open the box and there will be directions there that will walk you step by step how to administer the test. It is so simple. We worked with a graphic designer to come up with easy steps to walk you through it. Don't have any fears. I mentioned last week that our test cup itself has been certified by a third-party entity as a simple device. That's the words that they use. The entity is called CLIA. So just know that it's very simple. Once you do the test, go to DFCA results.com. And all of this is in your test kit, DFCAresults.com. On that website, you will see a very simple form. It has it asks for the member number associated with the box, the kit that you received, the birth date of the member, and their school. So nothing really specific to each member. Then you will upload a picture of the test cup itself, and that's it. If you did have to send the sample to the lab for further analysis, you just check the box, yes, I sent it to the lab, and it'll ask you what day you sent it. Then our lab will communicate everything to us from there. So it's very simple. You get the box in the mail, you do the test, run it real quick, take a picture of the cup, and go to DFCAresults.com to upload it. Easy peasy. I wanted to say thank you. You guys can see my shirt that I have on today. I mentioned last week I noticed these by the school that we spotlighted, Buckeye Hills Career Center. And I love these shirts. So they sent me one and I absolutely love it. So thank you so much to them. And they also sent this sweet little note here saying warm thoughts. And they sent one to our program director, Heather, as well. So thank you so much to Ellen. We got it. I love it. Thank you. So touching on mental health for the holidays. I've said before, I am not a substance abuse professional. I am not a counselor. I am a parent of actually a senior in high school and a sixth grader. So when I touch on these topics with you, it's out of a position of being a parent and being willing to dive into the topic to find out a good source. And when I was doing some digging, I came across this website that, I'm going to turn this on for you here. So this is Chad's Coalition. And when I read the story about Chad, this was a young man in St. Louis, Missouri, I believe, that this family lost their son. And one thing that he was very passionate about was helping people to understand that if a teenager were to get cancer, there would be fundraisers and rallies for them and do whatever you can. But when a teenager realizes that they're battling with depression, and this is very similar with substance abuse addiction, when they battle these things, you can't be as outward about it and you don't get that same kind of support. So it's much more difficult to address. So this organization is all about offering the support that teenagers need. They lost Chad, unfortunately, to his depression, it sounds like. I've never spoken with Chad's Coalition. They don't know anything about drug-free clubs. I just found this as a resource when I was searching for some content. But in this article, what they do is they talk about tips and things to do as a teenager. I know my own senior in high school, it's frustrating right now because there's so many things that you cannot do as high schoolers that COVID has taken away from you. So you get these moments where you're like, oh, I have to tolerate so much. And you're being asked to do so much and tolerate so much. So please take a few minutes, even if you don't see yourself as somebody who struggles with mental health issues. These tips can still help you stay on the positive side of things. So for example, this one, take time for self-care. A lot of times people don't even really know ahead of time what it is that they can do to make themselves feel better. So pay attention to that. What is it that you like to do that you can do at a moment's notice when you feel like, hey, I just need to pick me up. I need to take time for a walk. I need to just like chill and watch a TV show or do some kind of activity. The activity that is not the answer is drugs and alcohol. Avoid drugs and alcohol. Please, if you suffer from depression or anything along these lines, take a minute to really dig into the effects of substance abuse when it comes to depression. At the end of the day, everything that we read is this last sentence here. It's only going to make the problems worse in the long run. So please avoid drugs and alcohol. Talk to somebody. This could be a friend. This could be an adult that you trust the advice that they're going to give you. They're going to be real with you and you're going to be able to follow up on what they say and really take it to heart. Maybe you have a therapist that you can confide in. I know for myself, my sister lives in Clearwater, Florida, so I call her because she's not in my everyday world since I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and she's in Clearwater. So since she's not in my everyday world, I find it nice to be able to call her and just give her the whole scenario and get her thoughts on it. So it helps me kind of get my thoughts together. And I love this last one. Don't put pressure on yourself to feel or act a certain way because the movies, I love Christmas movies. Who doesn't love the holiday movies in general? But they do portray an image of the holidays that is this picture perfect scene where everything goes just so. And clearly, right now in the world that we're in, that's not happening in a lot of cases. And if it is, it requires extra work. People are deciding right now for themselves if they're even getting together for the holidays with their loved ones. So everybody seems to be making their own choices about that. And whatever yours turns out to be, find the positive in it. Enjoy the moments that you have with your loved one, if it's by Zoom, if it's by telephone, if it's through a letter, whatever it is, just enjoy your holidays for what they are. Enjoy your holiday break for what it is. And just be smart about taking care of yourselves. Really, I just want to wrap up by saying that I think probably the next thing coming up for drug-free clubs is a lot of schools are going to be meeting with their student officers. The student officers are the ones who design the rewards that all of the members are going to be able to take advantage of. So if you're a student officer and you have questions about some or want some ideas, feel free to reach out to us. Also, if you have some great ideas, please leave it in the comments and we can share those with the other schools. If there's something neat that your school's doing that you feel like other schools would be able to mirror, let us know, because it's hard right now for people to decide what they're going to do. So that's it. As always, you can reach out to us through the comments, or if you have an anonymous question, you can use the contact us form on our website, drugfreeclubs.com. Please let us know if there's anything that we can do, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you.